Hello, my beautiful souls, and welcome to the Oracle of the Light channel. And welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Oracle of the Light channel. It's lovely to see you all. My name is SP Psychic Medium, and welcome to all my new subscribers, first of all. So I do welcome to the Oracle of the Light channel. So lovely to welcome you all, and lovely to see you all. So first of all, let's discuss what's going to be in today's show. So in today's show, there's a lot of news breaking right now. And as it appears that Felon 45 is trying to throw away the Constitution by what it seems by his actions at the moment. It also appears the reason why it looks like he's thrown away the Constitution is because it appears that Felon 45 is not wanting to give people due process before they are deported to San Salvador. It's everybody's constitutional right in America to have due process, and it's like that. It should be like that around the world. Everyone has a right to have a judgment, an unbiased judgment as to whether they should be deported or not. But it appears Felon 45 is not wanting to give people that due process from his actions at the moment. He's also caught on a hot mic. Now, we're not quite sure whether this was meant to be caught or not. But either way, it has been caught, and he on this mic he's heard talking about building more prisons and having more homegrown citizens sent there, which is potentially very worrying, especially if there's no due process in place. If there's no due process in place, then he could literally, if you don't fit into a person that he likes, then that's it. You could be sent away potentially. It's incredibly scary, and it's incredibly dictatorial. I don't know if that's a word, but it's definitely coming into the realms of a dictatorship that's very scary. The important thing is, though, is that the Supreme Court has made a ruling on it that they need to bring the person back to have due process. So it's important to remember that there is a Supreme Court ruling here as well. Listen, but before we begin, remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy the channel. It really does mean a lot. Really, really does. So back onto today's show then. So what we're going to be looking at in today's show, there's quite a lot to look at. But the first bit, it appears Felon 45 is trying to throw away the Constitution. So that the answer to that, what we're going to be asking the cards, because the beauty of this show is we can shine a bit of light on these subjects that are going on at the moment, and it can maybe get us a bit an insight, open things up a little bit. So, of course, all readings are for entertainment purposes only, as you are very aware of that too. And I don't support conspiracy theories either. I like, I'm a very down-to-earth person. I am. So, the first question then. So, it appears Felon 45 wants to run a dictatorship like Putin. What do the cards say? And then the second question I'm going to look at today is this one. Will there be an intervention by the Supreme Court? So, because it appears that Felon 45 does not want to give these people due process, that's been actually a ruling by the Supreme Court. Is Felon 45 going to follow that Supreme Court ruling? And if he isn't, are they going to intervene? That's the question. It's quite a testing moment for America at this moment, because the potentialities, if there's no intervention, could be really scary, you know. And the third question, he was caught on a hot mic talking to President Bukele about building more prisons in San Salvador and having American homegrown citizens. I say homegrown in quotation marks because that's the word he referred to them as, sent there. And so the question to that is, will Felon 45 obey the Supreme Court, you know, on this? I think it's a really interesting question, and and I hope he will follow it. I tell you that, you know, I hope he does follow it. And even before that, I would also hope there to be an intervention from the Supreme Court, but we don't know what's going to happen at the moment, which is why the beauty of this channel is it can give us readings and open things up. You know, as we do know, all readings are for entertainment purposes only. I'm going to use my tarot cards to begin with, but I'm also going to use the Oracle of the Light deck, which was created by me and Francesca, my beautiful husband. The deck's available and contains a guidebook and 45 oracle cards as well, but you'll see them in a minute. Let's open up the reading then and begin. So I'll give the cards a good old shuffle. So hope we're all keeping well. It's a little bit wet over here in the UK, but I hope it's a bit brighter wherever you are. So let's just shuffle these a minute. Just shuffling the cards a good old bit, getting them all shuffled around. As I say, you will notice that this is currently in the news at the moment, and let's see what the cards have to say. What insight can they give? Okay, so for this reading then, first question. It appears Felon 45 wants to run a dictatorship like Putin, but what do the cards say about that? That's the question. What do the cards say about that? So I'm going to get 4 cards out, I think, for this. And then I might, I think I might get an oracle card in the middle of it. I think that's what I'm going to do. This one for each question. Okay, so I'm going to divide that. So I'll get the cards out here. Here's our beautiful table. So one card, the Lovers, the 9 of Pentacles upside down, the Moon, and the 9 of Swords. Okay, so this the Lovers upside down, the 9 of Pentacles upside down, the Moon the right way up, and the 9 of Swords upside down. So it appears Felon 45 wants to run a dictatorship like Putin. What do the cards say? So this to me is I feel this is almost like Felon 45 and Putin. I think this has been discussed and planned for many, many years. I feel it's been in planning for a lot of time. I feel where we are right now, believe it or not. I think Felon 45 has always wanted to run a dictatorship. I think he believes he's the most important person in the world. He is the universe. He is everything. So therefore, why shouldn't it be a dictatorship? Because he is always right. He sees himself as always right, and everybody else is always wrong. You know. And I feel that that's what this card. And also, I feel that the fact that this card is upside down is to do with like conniving together, like getting into this. We have positive relationships and we have negative relationships, and to me, this is very much a negative relationships that brings bad results, if that makes sense. Negative actions and negative results, you know. So I feel that this is really representative of that, you know. And I feel that he wants to run a dictatorship, and also like he almost like looks up to Putin almost as that's what I want. I want that. I want that. It's very much an I want character, Felon 45, and this is and I think the Putin relationship, there's a manipulation from Putin's side, and he knows he can almost like treat Felon 45 like a puppet by taunting him and saying, "Look what I've got. Look at I'm a dictatorship, and look at me," you know. And I think that he's been definitely pulling the strings on Felon 45 in that sense, and being wearing the trousers in the relationship, let's say, is an easy way to put that, you know. Putin's got the trousers on, you know. So the 9 of Pentacles. Now, this is often linked to motherliness because it links to the womb and all that. But this, to me, because it's upside down, don't forget. So this is all about the fact that he doesn't care about anyone else other than himself, his own heart. And I've already said this, but this is what the card says. And the fact it's this way around, if it was this way around, for example, it would say much more about him wanting to be a mother to everyone, to look after everyone, to take care of everybody, look after the people around him. But it's reversed. And the fact it's reversed, you just have to reverse that on its head. So instead of wanting to take care of everybody, to mother everybody, it's all him. He wants to mother himself. He wants to take care of himself. He wants to look after himself. He wants to be I actually believe that he actually wants to be an even bigger dictator than Putin. So he wants to be the dictator over the world, not just America, over the world, you know. Like all Felon 45, he always wants to be bigger, you know. So I really feel that there's a sense of him wanting to be this bigger person. He wants to be bigger than Putin, essentially. He wants to be richer. He wants to be have more control, you know. And he really does like that. This is a problem with dictatorships. They all tend to want to be bigger than each other. But the whole irony is that the very people that they tread down on are the very people that make the wealth. That's the irony we have to remember. It's the people that bring the wealth to the company, not the little handful of billionaires and dictators. They're often very the very nature of a dictator is a control-hungry, power-hungry person. You know, it's where the actual power lies. You know. And that's why they try and tread them down and stamp them down, you know. Also, that it appears what do the cards say about Felon 45 wants to become a dictator? The moon we have. So the moon, I feel this is very much like it's finished. I spoke about the characteristics of dictator, but it's almost like this is Felon 45, the lobster, but he wants the moon. He wants to be the moon, you know. He isn't the moon at the moment. He's a nippy, annoying crab at the moment, or lobster at the moment, okay? But he doesn't want to be that. He wants to be the moon. That he's in control of the more this reading is developing, it really just feel like if Felon 45 isn't stopped at America, he will try and take over the world. And I don't want to sound big with that. I really just feel like if he was given the opportunity to rule the world, he would, you know, without a doubt, it feels like, you know. He's already trying he's already got a war on with the world in financially with the stock market. That's right. He's already got a financial war going on. And I think he wants to turn that into I wouldn't be surprised if he has these aims of and these deluded dreams of taking over the world that are huge delusions. And, you know, yeah, so. And next, the Nine of Swords. Now, interestingly enough, this sword is often a lot of hurt directed towards the person, but with it being upside down, there is a lot of hurt directed to all the people of the countries and all that. And this is what dictators also do. They often hurt people of their countries. They stamp over them. They take the money. They take all of their money so they can't survive. And this is as this card is the opposite way around. It's really saying that. He really doesn't think twice about taking people's Medicaid, taking people's benefits, taking people's, you know, and freedoms and their liberties and everything. And that's what this card is about. Really not looking twice at the hurt that he's causing around to other people. He really does have no heart in that sense, you know. And so you could say he's perfect dictatorship material in that sense, you know, because he has no heart. He is almost perfect to be a dictator, but also I think that means that because he's almost like perfect to be that, we have to be very careful. People have to be very careful, you know. Yeah. So yeah, let me now get an Oracle of the Light card to see what this says to this question. So these are the cards. We'll get one Oracle of the Light card as well for this question. it appears Felon 45 wants to run a dictatorship. What oracle card will we get to answer this? Okay, so what? Humble strength. So I feel the reason why we have humble strength is the fact that this is what Felon 45 tries to sell to people, that he's humble, that he's kind and spiritual. We only heard the other day he was saying good heart, you know, all of this, good soul, good heart, good soul, and all this stuff. He tries to, but also that I feel this is, it feels like he does want to be the dictator, because it feels like that's where the strength lies for him, you know, not in the humble, but in the strength bit, you know. Yeah, the lion does also represent like the king, and he wants to be kind of the king, you know. Quite interesting, the king of America and the king of the world, you know. So yeah, I feel that that's come out with that. So wow, very interesting. That's the first question. So let's look at this second question. With what's going on at the moment, will there be an intervention by the Supreme Court? Of course, I would hope there would be, but let's see what the cards have to say. All readings, of course, are for entertainment purposes only, as we know. Okay, so let's get this one. Just shuffling the cards a bit. Okay, let's get them. Just divide the pack. So, Prince of Cups, King of Cups, Two of Prince of Pentacles. Interesting. So, there looks to be a lot of powerful people that have come out in this one. So, first of all, will there be an intervention by the Supreme Court? So, the Prince of Cups is our first card that's in the dark. I feel that I feel this represents Felon 45. I feel that things are going to get very dark in that sense. There's going to be some dark actions carried out, I feel, with this. Also, you can see the Scorpion too. So people are going to get very stung with this. Okay, there's going to be some hurt going on here, very unrelated to Felon 45. It's going to get very dark, but I feel it feels like the next card is the King of Cups. Okay, it seems to be the Prince of Cups and the King of Cups. Now, I do feel this does look like I'm really drawn to this being a judge. So I feel there might be one of the Supreme Court that speaks out, or there's something like this going on. It feels like that someone is going to, now whether or not this turns into the actual Supreme Court having intervention, I'm not sure, but it feels like that someone is going to speak out, because I feel this man has good values. It feels like this man does have, like, he knows what's right, this man, you know. And of course, because he looks like a king, he also wants, like, he's kind of almost like looking like a judge, you know. And interestingly, I feel that he can see the hurt that Felon is creating by that crab there. He is aware of it because it's on his collar there. You see, there is that awareness. And so you can see the connection between these two cards. Felon 45 doing dark actions and in the dark there. And we have this judge almost like taking care of the house of law almost, you know. Now, I feel what the next card is here. Are the Supreme Court's going to intervene? I think this is going to be coming down to the balance of judges that are pro-Trump and anti-Trump that sit in the Supreme Court. This is what it's going to come down to, and whether that balance will fall correctly I'm not sure, because we've got the Prince of Pentacles upside down following this card. So I feel that that it feels like, to me, it feels like this card is all about balance. It feels like there's almost Trump sat in the middle of it that they have to judge upon. Okay. And they're going to feel like, what is the judgment that's going to be made? Now, we've already got this man that's going to speak out about it. I feel there is going to be someone that speaks out about this. It's going to have importance. But it feels like as well that there's Prince of Pentacles. It feels like there's going to be some judges that are going to be steered by money, or there's some corruption or something going on. There's some kind of corruption connected to money. The reason why I'm saying it's connected to money is it's Pentacles, and Pentacles represents money. And it feels like, because it's an upside down card, it's almost like making the wrong judgment. So it feels like maybe the wrong judgment is going to be made here. I've got that wrong way around. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah. So it feels like the wrong judgment might be being made because it's upside down. So I really hope that this isn't the case, and I really hope that the right judgment is made. But it feels like it's not going to be easy. It feels like everyone knows that Trump is in this dark place, and people are going to speak. People are going to speak out about it, and someone with importance is going to be speaking out about this. Okay. Without a doubt. I don't know who that will be, but it definitely feels like someone with importance is going to be speaking out. And it's all going to come down to balance of how many support it and how many don't, if you like, and which is crazy because it's also connected to throwing away the Constitution here, and so it's got huge potential things to it. But then we have this upside down Prince. Now, if this Prince was the right way up, I would definitely be more inclined to say that the right decision will be made. But because this is the upside down, it has to be that there's some decision that's going to be maybe not the wisest decision, and it's connected to money because it's a Pentacles, I really can't say no more than that. Let's see what unfolds. Let me get a Oracle of the Light card. It'll be interesting to see how this unfolds in relation to this reading, I really do hope that there's an intervention, of course, So let's see. Medusa. So Medusa is a tough old character, and I think there's going to be some harm is going to be coming from this, and the reason why is because Medusa is now interestingly, this could be a positive card actually, because Medusa is also mastering those slippery, slimy snakes. She wears them as her hairstyle, So this could be actually, it does come to a good resolution. This actually, the more I'm connecting to this card, I'm feeling there may be a good resolution here. But there is definitely a lot of snakes in the grass that are needing to be dealt with here, and complex ones at that. Not just simple things to sort, quite big stuff to deal with, And I do feel that it is going to involve that hurt for some people along that way. But it feels like there is going to be that this is overcoming it and mastering it. So I really hope that this is that case, but it's also a really tough card as well, in the sense that things are going to get tough here, It feels like things are going to get tough, Yeah. But let's hope the other side to this card that's coming out, in the sense of mastering those slippery, slimy stakes, really happens too. Potentially, well, that could be the intervention, potentially. But how long that will take, we don't know how long that will take, you see. So how long are they going to leave it before an intervention happens? We don't know. So many things we don't know yet, but very interesting. So the next question, which is quite a simple question as well. Well, not actually, all of these have been quite in-depth questions, but more of a simpler one to connect with. Will Felon 45 obey the Supreme Court? It's very much a yes or no answer, that, to me. So For this one, I'm going to just get one card out, I feel, for this, because I feel it's either like a yes or a no. I feel I can get that from one card. We'll see. If I want to draw more cards, I will. And we'll just see how we go. I'll get one tarot card and one oracle card. Okay, so let's get the tarot card. So this is the tarot card. Okay, the Four of Pentacles. So interestingly, this has almost like a courtroom scenario. And you can see there's a man there. When it's the right way up, it's like very much like a man sat on the benches at the court and all that. And interestingly, behind him is money, you know. Pentacles represent the money there, you know. But this card was an upside down Four of Pentacles. So I really feel that that feels like a no. I don't feel he's going to obey the courts, you know. I feel as there might be, we don't know what's behind the reason why he might not be, but there's potential corruption we're talking about here as to maybe why not, you know. We don't know what these leaders are talking about, and we don't know what's going on. But I feel that it will be interesting when things do come out about what's going on behind the scenes, you know. But there's definitely something very suspicious going on. And yeah, I feel that Felon 45, it doesn't, I can't really, with that card, I don't really want to particularly on the side of it feels like he's going to obey the cause. I would love it to be that. But unfortunately, it feels like it looks like Felon 45 may not obey the Supreme Court. He has time to obey the Supreme Court. Let's just see what the Oracle of the Light card says as well. Will Felon 45 obey the Supreme Court? Will Felon 45 obey the Supreme Court? The light within. I actually feel that this represents the people. I feel this card. I think there's going to be a lot of disappointment. Okay, I think there's going to be a lot of fear. I think there's going to be a lot of upset. I think that's what this card is about. This is almost like the people's response, the Oracle of the Light and the light of all the people in America and everything. I think there's going to be a lot of disappointment, you know, when he doesn't obey the Supreme Court. This is to do all of disappointment and all that, you know. I think that's what this card represents, you know. And it doesn't feel like he's going to be obeying the Supreme Court anytime soon. You would think, you would have hoped that he would have done, of course. And any president should always be obeying them. But it looks like he might not. So let's watch this space. And of course, if he doesn't obey them, then he should be impeached as soon as possible for breaking the laws, essentially, you know. And those laws and the constitutions are there for a reason, you know, to protect the people. So yeah, let's see what this watch this space, everybody. The news is very new, but I do hope that this reading has given you a bit of insight, a bit of opened things up a bit. I've certainly found it interesting. Don't forget to leave your comments and your questions below, and if you did enjoy the video, to leave a thumbs up. And don't forget, if you do enjoy the channel, do subscribe below. I do appreciate you, all my viewers from around the world watching. So take care, and with lots of love and light, I will see you all really, really soon. Take care, everybody.